welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I have here my speed build that I'm doing for a let's play that we're about to start. So this is a kind of country style family restaurant. It's for a family who's I'm still kind of deciding what I want for the family. I think they're going to be kind of have southern roots or something of the sort, and they're going to have a struggling restaurant. It's far past its glory days. At least that's the storyline. Of course, the restaurant looks pretty nice, so may have to go dirty it up a bit, but yeah, so this restaurant was actually based off of, I'm not sure if this is a restaurant that's everywhere in the country, but we have lots of them in Alabama. It's called Cracker Barrel, and it is just down home southern food, which I live in Alabama, so really every time, basically every dinner for me is, that kind of cuisine, but yeah, it's really good. They have the fried okra, all that good stuff. So yeah, I kind of wanted it to have that feel of a country house, have that big porch, look to it. But yeah, this family, a lot of times in The Sims, and it's not just me, I feel like this is the way it is for a lot of people, but, a lot of people play with very well-to-do Sims, which, because it's kind of a, wish fulfillment sort of thing, like, pretty much everyone wants to be wealthy, so you want to play with wealthy Sims, and you want to see them succeed and be wealthy. But, I actually have had a lot of fun creating this family for the Let's Play. I'll explain a little bit more about them when we get into that video, but basically they're a large family who has come into some hardship. Well, they've always had hardship, but recently they lost their house and they had to move, and the only place that they had to go was a large lot that apparently someone in the dad's family had a lot of money, and they offered them the empty lot or something like that. We're still working on the story, but that's kind of the line that we're gonna take with that. So yeah, and the mother, her dream is to be a chef. She started this restaurant from the ground up, and also the reason why the restaurant is the reason why they're having such hardships is because the restaurant is failing. Because there is a new restaurant that's moved in down the street. So there's quite a intricate little storyline there, kind of. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, I think. So yeah. Also, let me know if this Let's Play is a little bit too slow. I only maximized the speed times 3, so I thought that it was a pretty good speed. I love those plants in the barrels. They were actually one of the big things that inspired me to make it this style of restaurant. I love those. They work so well for the aesthetic. And also those shuttered windows, as you can see, I was having so much trouble with those. I eventually just had to put move objects on, but I'm happy with how that turned out. I think it's good. So, also what inspired me is I recently just now purchased the Dine Out game pack, and yeah, I really, really like it. I haven't gotten a chance to actually play the mechanics of a restaurant yet, but I'm really excited about it, and I love all the new items. I just didn't get it because, well, first of all, I mean, your girl isn't made of money, so we gotta save for these things. But yeah, I don't know. just something was there were other packs that I wanted more, but now that I have it, I'm really really glad. Took a look at the menu, and it's just I love how customizable it is. If you want to have a restaurant that just serves, you know, chips, you can have that. And yeah, and the outfits, I love that you could customize the outfits. I would just love to have a hot dog restaurant and all they serve is hot dogs, and your employees are just dressed in the hot dog suits. That would be iconic, wouldn't it? Those floors were perfect. But I actually recently also purchased outdoor retreat, and which is another one that I wasn't dying to buy right away, so I just waited to get. And it has the perfect floorboards for that, so I might switch those out. I don't know. I do like those too. So making kind of a place to wait while you before you're seated if the restaurant's busy. But yeah, you're gonna see later that actually, if you've never been to Cracker, oh yeah, those mason jar lights. I was so happy to see those. I had forgotten about those. Anyway, um, yeah, you'll notice that one of the big things about Cracker Barrel is the walls are covered in um memorabilia, kind of like antiques, like lots of old produce, like posters and things like that, and yeah, old movie posters, pictures of, from the 1800s, signage from, uh the 20s and things like that. It's very cool. It really creates the atmosphere. It does have a great atmosphere. Uh So yeah, you'll see me put some crazy stuff on the wall, but it's all things that I have seen. Like I think if you could see I put garden tools on the wall, and yeah, there's some of those sometimes in Cracker Barrel. So oh man, I always have trouble with the chairs when I have move objects on. I forget how many chairs are supposed to be seated at one table, and it's just a mess. I had to cut out quite a bit of the footage actually because a lot of it I spent planning the outfits for this restaurant. Another thing that I have to say about my speed builds. I'm really sorry if it gives you whiplash because I just constantly am thinking of things that I want to do and I've got to do them before I forget because I've just got a very just I'm just very distracted. I'm always whipping back around to different parts of the house to do something. My next speed build is actually going to be for a very glammed out kind of mansion. And oh gosh, watching the footage back, I was just completely embarrassed by how much I was getting distracted with different things in the build. And there I'm building the kitchen. I did not know what I was doing with that window right there. I didn't quite know what that was actually for. Um, so I just sat it there. I thought it was just a warming table or something, but then I figure it out. So it does not stay like that, I assure you. And I didn't want that just going out into the dining room. Even though it would have been fine, but I wanted like an extra level. So you'll see me do that in a minute. I create like a separate little area for the food to be picked up. Oh, if you hear any strange noises, that's my dog Mia in the background. She's a German Shepherd. She is 4 months old. So, that's what that is. And yeah, that kitchen, I don't know. That might end up being terrible. Like, once we get playing, I don't know. I may have to make some adjustments to that, but, yeah. I thought it would have a really small kitchen because, again, this isn't, even though it is nice, I guess, like a pretty good restaurant or good looking restaurant, I imagine they wouldn't have money for an absolutely outrageous kitchen. So that's what we went with. But yeah, if you've ever been to a Cracker Barrel, that place is huge. Well, it feels huge because it's just one big open space. Yeah, it's not sectioned off. There's no booths. It's just tables, so. Oh, that chair, I didn't catch that chair until, I think it was quite a while before I noticed it was like that. How did I not notice at that camera angle? I was just so focused on that kitchen, which you could see me struggling with the placement of, I'm sure. And also, please don't mind me putting that there and thinking it's a waitress's station. I eventually fixed it. Oh gosh. This build was fun, but um, was a little bit confused about the the restaurant aspects of it, I guess. Well, or rather the just what needed to be there. Random thought, but I was thinking of maybe doing a video on things that I think need to change or things that are wrong with The Sims at this point after it's been out for a while. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. It's I've never made a video. Um, well, obviously this is only my second video, but yeah, I never really considered doing a video that was kind of scripted to an extent, I guess. But I just thought that that might be because there's just some things that I feel like do need to be addressed. I know a lot of people beat it into the ground, no color wheel, no, no cars. But I just really want to give my opinion on it, because there's some things that I don't think need to be in the game. For example, cars. I don't understand why. I guess people want cars in the game, especially at this point. I mean, they don't mean anything. You know, they can't do anything, and it doesn't really bother me. Neither does not having the complete open world, but we'll get into that. I think I'm gonna make a video on that. But yeah, back to the restaurant. You see, we're starting to put in the random little knickknacks and signs. I thought that that chalkboard sign was really good to use because it just kind of reminded me of a something old timey, I guess, something that you might see from the 20s or something like that. And yeah, that sign is perfect. That's exactly the kind of thing that you would see in the restaurant that this is inspired by. Actually, there was a lot of stuff in that I was seeing that was perfect for it. And there we have me finally correcting that mistake of putting that host station over there instead of the waitress area, I guess. And then we put the signs out. I really like the sign I really like this blank sign actually. It's really good. And then I used move objects on to put that metal cow on it. And I couldn't really find a sign that I liked. I really wanted a not such a modern looking. I think a lot of the restaurant signs are very modern, but the one we went with is fine, just that. So I think it's just the Simlish makes it look modern too, maybe. I mean it yeah, so yeah, that worked out pretty well, and those lanterns go really well. I'm really happy with this. It's pretty much exactly how I wanted it to turn out. I'm hoping that the kitchen doesn't cause any routing issues. I have not player tested this. However, I am going to make it available on my on the gallery. And I should probably tell you my username. My username on there is Blondie Muffin, BLONDIE MUFFIN. Please don't judge me. I made that. I actually think that's my Steam, or sorry, not my Steam, my Origin account name. Maybe that's why it did that. Is there a separate account for the gallery? No, I think it is through Origin. So yeah, my name on Origin is Blondie Muffin. So of course my gallery name is Blondie Muffin. I really wish I could change that, but you know, it's okay. It's fine. But yeah, those framed garden tools. I know I should have talked about that a minute ago. But yeah, that is just perfect. A lot of this stuff, like I said, is just so great. It's perfect. Those keys, the pictures of the kind of building sketch architecture sketches, kind of the keys, all the portraits. Yes, perfect. I'm loving this build for the most part. And I really like the front porch and the way that the shutters turned out too. Also, I apologize if some of the for the audio, some of the audio being cut out. I'm still learning to record sound over the to do voiceover over my builds and things like that. So I'm sorry if you just hear some blank spots. That's probably where I just completely had a mind blank, and or having to mess with my dog, having to let her out of the room and things like that. So yeah, we will improve, but yeah, for right now, it might sound a little strange, some of the cuts. So, but yeah, I'm actually, this build, it probably isn't super interesting, honestly, but I did just want to go ahead and put it up so I could just, I guess, show the making of this restaurant that is about to, we're about to do a Let's Play with, kind of. So, also, I cut out where I spent like 5 minutes searching for a wheelbarrow full of flowers. And yeah, I looked forever for that, and I just could not find it anywhere. So yeah. But I did eventually find it. And as I was looking for it, I kept finding things that I wanted instead, like that watering can instead of that plant is perfect. And those chickens, which I'm not sure why we have two chicken statues, two like metal chicken statues, but you know what? That's fine. That's okay. But yeah, there we have it. This is the finished restaurant. This is the front during the day. We have the front desk with the ceiling completely open. One half of the dining room. And the other half of the dining room. There's those garden tools I was talking about. And there's the top-down view right there. Yeah, so that is about it. The kitchen, of course, and the kitchen from the little waitress's area. I like the kitchen. I think it's pretty spot on. So yeah, thank you for watching my video, and I hope you enjoyed it.